What's going on, you guys? It's been a while since we started a vlog off in the C55, but we got some special care packages in the whip with us today. Gonna go throw them on. I've been waiting for a while, finally got the tires mounted recently, and want to see what they look like before I throw on the big brake kit up front and something down the road in the future as far as suspension goes. So I got my co-pilot. Let's go ahead and head out. All right, guys, we just got here. The manual swap W124 is still sitting in the garage right now, so looks like we're doing old school and working outside real quick today. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Just jack up the front, do the fronts, do the same thing for the rear. Probably time lapse you guys since I'm in a bit of a hurry. So yeah, let's get to it. Here's the wheels laid out, by the way. I don't think I showed you guys what I got for tires, but these are the CLK63 Sports. They're a 200 tread wear tire. And I actually had one of the local drifters, shout out Leon Ban, for hooking me up with these. He's a distributor for Accelera, so super good price on the tires. Picked up a set of 4 of him about a month ago, and yeah, he's basically my go-to guy for tires now because it's just easy to pick them up local, and you know what you're getting. So they have these, they have 100 tread wear, and they have a bunch of other models you guys can check out, but new and up-and-coming brand is always what I kind of try to find for the deals, and these definitely seem like a good tire. One other huge shout out as well to Motorsport Hardware. They always hold it down for all the vehicles. Thank you guys for hooking these up yet again. These are the Titan Race cold forged steel lug nuts in a 17 millimeter. There's their dope E36 track car if you haven't ever seen it before. Super dope build. I think it's LS1 powered. Definitely gonna throw this on somewhere. And yeah, here they are. Very, very nice lug nuts. Cool little engraving in there. These are M12 by 1.5 and nice tuner style lug nuts. Definitely be throwing these on. All right, guys, so real quick, if you remember last time, I had to cut the lips off of these to make them fit with the wheel, so I need to match this one up with the driver's side that I already did. So just gonna put it in the vise, saw it off at the same spot that I did this one. Alright guys, fronts are on. Don't mind the giant air gap right now. That will be changing soon enough, but yeah, here they're at. I gotta do backside and I'll give you guys a look. Alright guys, the phone's about to die and I'm about to take off, but one look before we get going. Looks pretty good. I like the color on it, and like I said, there's a big air gap, but it'll be sitting a little bit lower, not too far from now, but it already looks pretty good. I didn't use the spacers in the back because it would have been way too far out. Spacers are on the front because it needs them to be able to clear, but those will be cambered in by about 2.5 to 3 degrees, so it's going to be not as poked out as it is now. But yeah, I'll drive it. I can't really record since my phone's going to die, but I will let you guys know how it feels, and then I'll throw some other clips later on of me driving it and let you guys see. Say what's up. Wow. All right guys, it's Father's Day, same video, but just want to check with you guys real quick before I bail till the next part of the video. We're in a bit of rush, so I had to get going home and the phone is dead. So here's what it looks like. Yeah, we're going that way. Here's what it looks like after it settled a little bit. Looks pretty good. The poke is not very noticeable, and yeah, I'm happy with it. It rode really well, and I'm very surprised by the 200 tread wear tires. So big shout out again, Motorsport Hardware. Mama? Yeah, we're going to my mom's house. You ready to do some brakes?
Yeah.
All right, 6-piston upgrade happening now. All right guys, before I get working, I'll show you everything that we have to do this upgrade. First off, important piece, the 6-piston calipers. You have different options you can run with these. I went with the CLK63, or they would also be on like upgraded CLK55s and some other models, but yeah, I went with this one because you can fit it with the bigger rotors, 360 millimeter. They have 340 millimeter too as an option, so that's what the other caliper that's the same 6-piston would be used for. Part number on these, either the Brembo ones, not the Mercedes ones, which are Brembo anyways, but these are 09.547-.33. And then pads I'm going to be running are the EBC yellow stuff. Got these off FCP Euro, so kind of a no-brainer. They're lifetime warranty, so use them all up and get a free pair once they're done. So yeah, easy choice. These have a break-in compound on them, and then I think reading the paper, it said after 200 miles, then you can do your kind of hard stops from 60 and get them all the way bed in. But yeah, should be good. Everything else is just already on here. I already have stainless steel lines that we did a while back when we did the 4 piston on the rear, and the only other modification that will probably be needed is cutting the dust shield or bending it back, or yeah, we'll see once we're in there. But overall, fingers crossed, it should be fairly straightforward. So here we go. All right, we're getting started now, but one key thing I just want to point out to be sure for you guys, that's the part number for the passenger side, and just pay attention. The bleed nipple should be pointing up, not down. Otherwise, you're not going to be bleeding your brakes. So here's the setup right now that we're taking off. These rotors actually still been on the car since I got it. It's at like 160 something thousand miles now, and I got it with around 120 something. I'm sure these were changed out around 100,000, but yeah, the rotors are still in really good shape, and never done the front brakes on this car, so yeah, they lasted a while. But anyways, back to side is a 18 millimeter, 2 big bolts, and they actually included new ones with the new calipers anyways. They included all the hardware kit, so I won't be reusing those most likely. And yeah, I'm gonna pull this off, put it to the side, and get the rotor off, and then basically mount everything up and try to swap over the brake line hose as fast as I can to minimize fluid loss, hopefully. All right guys, driver's side is off. I'll show you guys more once I'm on the passenger side, but just going the first time through here. Never taken any of the stuff off, so the bolts on the caliper were heavily locked. I don't know if you can see the remainder of it in there, but somebody definitely put a bunch on there last time, so that was pretty sticky getting them out. And big word of advice always, if you are doing, don't want to pinch my fingers, if you are doing the little lock bolt that goes on here, the T30, always recommend using these little impact screwdrivers just in case, because yeah, don't ruin your time or have to spend extra time on this by getting stuck with this bolt. So yeah, little tip. Nobody's here to hold the brakes for me right now, so I just had to use this to get it cracked, even if I didn't want to do it, but I did. So this is off. I'm gonna go ahead and mock everything up now. And yeah, my plan is, I mean, you can bench bleed the new calipers, but I don't really have any good tools to do that. Or like, we have a pressure bleeder, but I don't have a hose to hook up to it. So yeah, we're probably just gonna hook them up here, try to switch out the hose as fast as possible, and then just take the time to bleed them. It's gonna take a little bit, obviously, because they're not full, but I don't suspect they have a ton of room for fluid inside of them, so we'll see, I guess. I'll get this all cleaned up. You can see our Motorsport Hardware stud kit still in good shape. You see where it sits back to right there. So yeah, we're gonna get this cleaned up, get the new rotor on, and go from there. All right, so test fitting, I'm pretty sure that no cutting of the brackets needed, or the brake shield. So yeah, just installed this, got them all cleaned off. I'll go ahead and get this thing set up to go on as well. Cool thing about ordering these brand new, like I said, comes with everything you need, even the bolts. So they're already pre-Loctited. I don't know, what is that? Maybe a tool? What is that?
Looks like the pin that runs through the
maybe that's
sliders.
Must be different style. I'm used to the, oh yeah, it goes right here. I'm used to the 2 pins over here only, so new thing. And it's got a little nut on the back of it. All right, 6 piston things. I didn't know this. All right, guys, it was a little bit of a fiasco to get the caliper on. Good thing Mike was around, because we needed 2 hands. Basically, we're like spinning the caliper because the bottom side of the line wasn't spinning to loosen it and tighten it. So I was basically holding the caliper while Mike held the line to get it started and then eventually tighten it down. Once we got it tightened down, of course, it was kind of binding, so we had to loosen the top anyway. So anyways, moving on. We got everything mocked up and just putting in the pads right now, put all the pins in, and should be done with this side besides bleeding. All right, guys, it helps when you figure out what the heck you're doing. We were not sure what was going on, and I thought that these were exactly the same cutouts, and you can tell that this basically doesn't spin because it has a chance to sit there flush. But I had it on this side first and it was just spinning, and I was looking at both sides. I looked at the other caliper sitting around and they both look exactly the same. Took it out, trying to figure out what was the right way to do, and it's actually supposed to be on this side. So just torqued this down to 30 Newton meters. So for reference, since I've never seen this anywhere on YouTube, most likely, maybe it is somewhere, but pins go on top of the bracket and this goes underneath. All right, time to bleed the brakes. Just topped off the reservoir. Tell me when.
Hang tight.
Okay.
Go ahead and pop it.
Okay. All right, moving on to side number 2. This side I'll show you guys since we've got it figured out, fingers crossed. It is hot, man. I'm sweating, but pushing through it. Why do jobs like these, you always think everything's laid out, everything's what you need, like you feel like you have everything, and then it ends up, there's always just some pickle to it that you got to figure out. So yeah, but anyways, we didn't run into any crazy things, but just figuring things out. So I'll put you guys on a time lapse and let you watch me wrench on this side, I guess. If you could tell from the time lapse, but I didn't get anywhere. These bolts are stuck. My guess is because they've cooled down and there was so much Loctite on the other side. I'm gonna try to heat these up and hopefully that'll get the Loctite a little bit liquid, or liquidated, I don't know what you call it, liquefied, so that I can break those bolts loose, because I just put the impact on it for like a minute straight and nothing's happening. So heat. All right, guys, we got them out. Well, one of them, I'll get the other one out, but yeah, it was a Loctite. That would not budge. It was too cold. So if you ever have Loctite on stuff, especially red, you gotta heat it up or it's not gonna budge if there's enough of it. Back to the time lapse. right, guys, both sides are done. Second side went a lot smoother. I'm not trying to figure anything out anymore. Mike just jinxed us, said, what if the wheels don't fit? But this is why we went back to 18, so fingers crossed right now. Let's test fit them. All right, first look, wheels are on. Looks awesome, and they feel great from just pressing the pedal, but I'm gonna go through the normal braking procedure that EBC recommends. People put all kinds of what they do for their break-ins on forums, especially like autocrosses and stuff that use these pads, but EBC just says 200 miles regular driving, avoid any emergency stops. After that, then you can go through, you know, the 60 to 15 miles per hour stops about 5 to 10 times once the brakes are warm. And then from there, you can do it more if you need to. And they say it basically takes about 1,000 miles to get them all the way broken in. But super happy that we finished this job. I'm gonna go take it for a drive right now, and I will let you guys know how it feels. I don't have the mount in the car with me right now, otherwise I would take you guys with, but I'll report back once I get home. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
When in doubt, Mike it out. All right, guys, made it home. Felt good. Just driving like normal, but yeah, we're officially 6 and 4 pot on the C55. Never really thought I'd see the day, to be honest, but super happy this is done.